tonight, being adventurous. Well, I wanted to kick things off with a little getting to know you, a little icebreaker question. And it might seem a little random, but you'll see where I'm going with things. So, would anyone be willing to share something that's a part of their nighttime routine and they're getting ready to go to bed for the night? Yes?
I like to have a cup of tea.
Like to have a cup of tea. Any certain kind of tea?
Like chamomile tea.
Oh, that's perfect for nighttime. Okay, maybe have a nice relaxing drink. Any other ideas? Yes?
A glass of warm milk.
A warm milk. That's just like in all of the storybooks, I think. Yes. Very nice. Any other nighttime habits? Yeah.
We like to read a book at night.
Oh my goodness, I love reading books. I've always have, ever since I was your age, that's for sure. Anything else you all like to do? Routines.
Brush my teeth.
That's good. That's good. I like that. Your dentist would probably like to hear that too. Right? Oh, good. We like to hear that. Yes. Well, my name is Madelyn McHugh, and I'm a practicum student here at Schmeeckle. But I am also someone who has loved being outside my whole life. And we're talking about our nighttime routines. I have something that I like to do before I'm getting ready for bed too. I like to drink some tea, maybe read a book, get myself all cleaned up and ready for bed. But while I'm getting ready for bed, there's a lot going on outside me in the world and nature that I oftentimes miss, that I don't even notice, because the sunset happens very quickly. But I realized when I came to college that it is one of the most important times of day for animals. And I actually have an animal friend here at Schmeeckle who has left me some clues today as to what sorts of things that wildlife get up to during that brief sunset, sunrise, maybe you could call it twilight hours. So today we're going to do a little scavenger hunt around the building, and my animal friend has left us some clues as to what sorts of things wildlife do. So our first clue is here in this room as to one of the things that wildlife use sunset and sunrise time for. So I'm going to release you all to look around and be creative, try and find where our clue is for our first thing that animals do. Okay.
For what they get up to.
Leave no stone unturned. Hi, welcome.
We're doing
We're looking around for a clue.
Oh, that's exciting. Like
Find it.
Is it out in the open?
It could be, it might not be.
No
Stone unturned, so
Is there a stone here somewhere?
Oh! Did we find it? Oh, we found our clue. Here, do you want to bring it over to this table here?
I was going to go.
Come on over. In the microwave. That's funny. Well, let's find out what our clue says. Is anyone willing to read this for me? You can do it? Okay, I'll open it up. Read it nice and loud for the group. What a mystery.
Some animals use dawn and dusk for eating.
Well, that's perfect that it was in the microwave then. How about that? They do. There's a lot of animals that like to eat during the twilight hours instead of drinking tea, I suppose. And there's two main types of animal eaters. Some of them only eat animals, some of them only eat plants. Does anyone know those two words, those two fancy words for the plant eaters and the meat eaters? Carnivore? Herbivore. Very good, yes. So both of them get up to some business during the twilight hours. We'll start with those carnivores. And one of such animals is inside our wrapper here. It's a bat. Plenty of those here at Schmeeckle. Have any of you seen the bat monitoring station out there? Yeah, it's pretty cool. It takes their acoustic calls in that they make when they are hunting for, does anybody know what bats like to eat? Bugs, mosquitoes, all those insects that we maybe aren't the biggest fans of. There's plenty of other animals that get out and about to find food during dawn and dusk as well. We're actually going to do a little activity to find out more about them. So let's see. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people who are willing to become an animal today. It's an easy job.
Yeah.
Okay, here, give you one. You can stick on your name tag there. Have one. You'll be an animal unit, okay? Together. Let's see. Any other? Connor, okay. Here, take that one. Anyone else who's willing to help out today?
Oh, sure.
Yes, okay. There you go. Who doesn't have one yet? You're going to be part of our family. Okay. Anyone, or is either of you willing to take one? There you go. You've been chosen. Voluntold. Okay. Lovely. So we have some animals here out and about us in the room. Would each of you be willing to share with the group what your animal is, who you are? Loud and proud.
An owl.
An owl.
Mosquito.
Mosquito.
Mosquitoes.
Oh my goodness, a whole
More
family of
mosquitoes. I'm
them.
trapped over here.
I'm a deer.
A deer, okay.
I'm a nighthawk.
That's cool.
Bat.
Like this.
Yes,
Very
like
nice.
that. Exactly.
Okay. And another mosquito. We've got plenty of those out and about. Well, all of these animals have one thing in common. They're all what we call crepuscular. Can everyone say with me, crepuscular? You almost got it, yes. Now, crepuscular is a word for animals that live in between. They're not during the day, they're not during the night. They live right on the edge. During that fast time where things are changing and we're drinking our tea and brushing our teeth, they're out and about hunting in the world. So bats, like our friend over here, they're out hunting for, who do you think in this group they're looking for?
Mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes, yes? Okay, so I will have you partner up with your mosquito. You've been taken. Okay. Mosquitoes have been taken. Most people don't think about the fact that mosquitoes are actually crepuscular too. They like to come out at dawn and dusk. That is their favorite time of day. And that's why the bats also come out at dawn and dusk, is to get their favorite food source. And I would like to hear maybe from a mosquito in the room. What do you think would happen if a mosquito came out in the middle of the day at noon versus at twilight? What might happen to you as a mosquito?
Sprayed with some kind of
Oh, might get hit by some DEET.
Bird might eat us.
Why would they eat you?
Because they can see us.
They can see you. It's very bright in the middle of the day. That's a good idea. Honestly, that is a great point. I think he was joking. He said you might get sunburnt. But that's a real thing, because how big are mosquitoes' bodies? Very tiny, right? And so if that sun comes and scorches them, they can actually get dehydrated, just like we do if we go all day only drinking soda and not having any water. They can get dehydrated from the sun. So for our mosquitoes in the room, you definitely want to stick to those cool, humid evening times so that you don't get dehydrated. You might not have to worry about that because you've already been eaten. All right, let's see. Who is our other animal in the room? You have an owl over here. Okay, owls, we know they come out at dusk, right? We hear them, and they're hooting in the trees, and they're out for their evening hunt as well. So you can grab a mosquito as your prey. You've got your meal for the night. Okay, who's our other? We had a nighthawk over there. What do you think you eat?
Maybe also mosquitoes?
This is revolutionary. Wow, it's a good thing that mosquitoes are crepuscular, right? They do. Have any of you ever seen or heard a nighthawk before? They're so neat. Yes. What was it like for you when you saw them?
Just lots of them flying around
Yes.
and swooping and
Swooping in the air, trying to catch mosquitoes. Oh my goodness. So Connor, you can come claim a mosquito over. I think you've got the cutest one there. Yes, very nice.
Oh no.
Well, we have one animal left. Who are you again?
I'm a deer.
Now, I don't think you're out here looking for mosquitoes.
Nope.
But you do still like to come out at sunrise and sunset the best. But it seems like it would be for different reasons then, right? If he's not after those insects that come out in the cool hours of the day. Let's think as a team, what are some reasons why deer would still want to come out during that low light time?
It's cooler.
It's cooler, right? You might not instantly perish like a mosquito, but you still don't want to get too overheated and sweaty.
Maybe predators can't see you as well.
Oh yes, you had said that you were afraid of getting eaten in the middle of the day because it was broad daylight and everyone could see you. Could be the same for deer. If the light's a little lower, maybe not everything is able to see them. Any other ones? These are some really good ones.
Most people and cars moving.
It's just quieter, right? Yeah, I think that's really good reasons why you would want to come out in the more quiet and calm time of day. And that noise level is actually something that our bat friends find really important too. Bats communicate with something called echolocation. That's what that station out there records. And it is something that we can't hear as humans very well, but they can receive. It's like waves moving through the air. So what do you think happens if it's the middle of the day and there's all these cars coming by and all these people going for their hikes in Schmeeckle? It's so loud it actually disrupts those sound waves in the air. So that time of day is also best for them for that reason. They can find their prey and they can use their special skill. All right, well, everyone give yourselves a round of applause for being good animals today. And I find it interesting that animals use dawn and dusk for eating, but there's actually other things that they do too. I just don't know what they are yet. So we have to go find a couple of more clues. Let's head out of the room this way, and we're going to look for another scroll, just like that one, okay? This way. It's nice and low light in here too, very realistic for our sunset. Another clue. That's all right. So, who is willing to find out what our animal friend is telling us this time? You're okay. Oh, you're excited about it.
You're excited.
Read it nice and loud.
Some animals use dawn and dusk for mating.
For mating? Oh my goodness. Maybe some romance is in the air while the lights are being dimmed. I can think of a lot of different date nights that require that mood lighting. And they go out for a nice Italian dinner with the flickering candlelight. So I guess it does set the scene, that's true. But there's quite a few animals that like to do their romantic activities during the dawn and dusk hours. One of them makes a lot of noise, and that is the spring peeper. It's a frog. I've got one here to show you. Spring peepers make a lot of noise, and it's because they're trying to find their romantic partners. So I'll play a little recording here while I explain so we can all get the ambiance. Some of you have probably heard this before. They're loud. They really want their partners to know where they are. And they're so loud, actually, that if you were standing 1 foot away from a spring peeper making its noise, it's the same level of decibels as if you were standing 25 feet away from a motorcycle rolling. So they are really going at it, trying to find their romantic partners when the lights are turned low. There is one other animal that I would like to share about that loves to mate during the sunset hours specifically, and it is very, very specific to, actually, I forgot the book in here, but, you know, that's okay. Do you think I could run back there and grab it? The door is just in here, right?
Yep.
Okay. Can everyone please hold for a split second?
This is the anticipation.
I needed a visual because it's a very mysterious and elusive animal that some of you might not have seen before. But the one we are talking about now is the woodcock. Have any of you seen it before?
I have.
Yeah? Okay. Well, I have a picture here in this book that I can show for you to see. It's a nice, cute little bird. They're small, very small. And the woodcock, much like the spring peeper, makes a lot of noise during this time of day so that it can find and attract and mate. But it also does something else. something that is described in this book, the Sand County Almanac. And I'm going to read this story to you of someone, Hulda Leopold, seeing this nighttime mating ritual happen so you can get a picture of what it would be like. Knowing the place and the hour, you seat yourself under a bush to the east of the dance floor and wait, watching against the sunset for the woodcock's arrival. He flies in low from some neighboring thicket, alights on the bare moss, and at once begins the overture. A series of queer, beady beats, and spaced about 2 seconds apart, sounding much like the summer call of the nighthawk. Suddenly, the beating ceases, and the bird flutters skyward in a series of wide spirals, emitting a musical twitter. Up and up he goes, the spirals steeper and smaller, the twittering louder and louder, until the performer is only a speck in the sky. Then, without warning, he tumbles like a crippled plane, giving voice in a soft liquid warble that a March bluebird might envy. At a few feet from the ground, he levels off and returns to his painting ground, usually to the exact spot where the performance began, and there resumes his painting. Now, that is something that actually happens right outside of our doorstep here. We have woodcocks that display here in Schmeeckle and should be doing so in a couple of weeks, and they are very precise. They know they want this beautiful sky dance to happen with the most dramatic lighting. So they are timed so precisely that it's actually 22 minutes after the sun sets that they will go out and perform their sky dance. Right during that time frame that bird scientists or ornithologists call civil twilight, true twilight, the most twilightiest twilight of all. So they know somehow in their body clocks that when that point is reached, it's time for them to go out and perform their dance. So some of these mating rituals are actually pretty beautiful. They know how to take advantage of that dramatic lighting, but there is more things too that animals get up to during the sunset and sunrise hours. So we have one last scroll to find as a group. Now, let's go. You'll help me, right?
Sure. You talk to me?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Happy to.
All right.
Some animals use dawn and dusk for talking.
For talking, oh my goodness. A lot of those animals we heard about at our last stop actually were making noise too, but that was for breeding purposes, for other reasons. They had some alternative motives. But a lot of animals get clever with using this time of day just for socializing, just for talking. And I have some more audio clips that I'd like to play, and we'll play a little game, okay? So I'll play it, and then you tell me if you can guess what animal is making that sound. All right? Okay. Let's get started. Okay. A bird. Just a bird. It's not a
There's
one.
a few different ones there.
Yeah. There's like a lot of them in there. But songbirds. I think there was a red-winged blackbird in there, perhaps. Yeah. Songbirds get really crazy at dawn and dusk. Have any of you ever woken up and you just hear the birds going wild outside your window? There's actually, yeah, it's the best way to wake up. That's why they make alarm clocks that make that noise, right? Well, there is something, there's a name for that. It's called the dawn chorus. It's actually what that sound clip was called as well. And in the morning, they start talking to each other because of something similar to what the bats are getting up to with that reduced noise. They can hear each other better when it's quiet during that first light time of day. And they're just checking in on each other, saying, are you over here? I'm over here. And just getting acquainted after a good night's rest. Now we've got another sound clip for you here. Might be a little trickier, I don't know. What was that?
Coyotes.
Coyotes, coyotes. Oh my goodness.
kind of noisy.
Yes, and it sounds like a lot of them too, doesn't it? Well, these coyotes, like you found for us here, they are all over the place, and they socialize a lot during the dawn and dusk time. It's usually before they start their evening hunt, but it's not while they're hunting that they would do something like we just heard. It's just socializing. They're getting to know where each other are, claiming their territory, finding their family groups. And in that sound clip, it sounded like there was dozens of them, maybe. But that's actually not the case. Coyotes do something really cool called the bow jest effect. And that is where they make such a variety of yips and howls and screeches that it sounds like a lot more animals than it actually is. In fact, researchers have found that about 2 coyotes usually sounds like 7 or 8 animals. So for when I was a kid and I would hear them out in the field, and it was a little scary, there probably wasn't as many out there as I maybe thought. But these animals love to use that time of day for socializing and finding each other, getting to know each other better. All right, we found our scrolls. I think it's time for us to head back to our first stop and conclude things a little bit. Recap. That's good. We made it back from our journey. Well, I'm really glad that my friend left me those clues as to what animals do. Thank you so much. I didn't even see you back there. What animals do during twilight, because quite frankly, most times I kind of miss twilight. I'm doing something else or I'm inside and it just happens so fast. But animals, they never miss it. They know exactly when it's happening, maybe down to the minute, and they use every second of it to the best of their ability. Now, could you all help me remember some of the things we learned today for different things that animals do during that short time frame? Go on, I'm sorry. Talking, yes, like my friend here. Anything else you remember from today?
Eating.
Yes, eating in the microwave, or maybe all those yummy mosquitoes that are flying around.
Making romance.
Romance. You got to say it, with some style, some romance there. Yeah. Well, I am glad that I've learned a little bit more about this time of day that's so fleeting, but so important. And I think that going forward, I'll try to really remember to pay attention to what's happening around me, because there's a lot of things happening that you might miss if you're not careful. There's all these animals that live in between the day and the night, but they're really clever and creative for how they use it. So we're going to wrap up here, but if you all have any other questions or things that you'd like to check with me on, yeah.
What was the word again for the types of animals that span the...
Crepuscular.
Thank you very much.
Yes, crepuscular. Here, I'll put it up here. Yeah, any other things that you all are curious about while we're here together?
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's all right. But thank you so much for coming today. I really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoy the rest of our twilight time as the sun sets up there. Thank you. Thank you.